All right, here we go, everybody.
Hey, old brother.
Hello, bro. All right, yeah, I just considering this is like another whole realm of discussion. What compared to what me and Mr. Reactions do. I just want to take it over here, so that way it doesn't like jumble up what we normally do.
Right,
But
and I don't want to be responsible for
also,
shifting how things go on your guys' show.
I mean, I don't think he'll mind, but you know, I just want to keep things on track when it comes down to my channel. My channel, I don't care. I mean, I love talking about these things, but it's so like far left field on with Mr. Reactions. He'd be like, "What are y'all talking about?"
Right. There's a certain thing
What up, Richard
called
Helton, James
branding.
Conner, Trisha, and Spencer? I see all you.
By the way, I didn't want to continue on without proper attribution, so I went upstairs during the opportunity to grab the book I was referring to. It's Dr. Liz Gloin was the editor and compiler of Mythos that I was referring to before. Published by Flame Tree Publishing. I've got 11 of these
Bobby
from
B,
their
I see you.
collection upstairs. Good
Tim
stuff.
Hicks, what's going on, buddy? Yeah. No, I mean, we're going to get back into it, everybody. I just, like I said, I don't really want to do a whole Backrooms thing on our other channel because it's like, it's such a musical realm compared to what I do. And I'm going to be real. I'm a nerd at heart. I love this type of stuff. Video games, Backrooms, SCP Foundation, Warhammer. I mean, you name it. Mr. Reactions, he had some issues earlier. He was gonna try to hop on, but he had a job interview he had to go to. So yeah. I don't think he's gonna be joining us today, but tomorrow hopefully. All right, let's get back into it.
Right.
Oh dang, we got 9 people in here. Make sure y'all share and like this video, everybody. Appreciate the love.
Really quick. If you find yourself driving down the road and you see that you've got a field of vision that is flickered, you want to make sure you're in a Hemi-powered Dodge Ram. Dodge, the unofficial sponsor of the SCP Foundation and the Backrooms nonsense.
Thank you very much for that, Byron. Really appreciate that. My opinion was going on, dude. I see you over there. Richard Helen, don't get to hear my morning show yesterday. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, he didn't contact me until really late. So we were going to try to do it today, then things happened today. So I'm going to definitely shoot for tomorrow, Richard. I apologize for that, everybody. Things just kind of haven't really worked out the way we wanted them, but here we are right now. At least we got something, everybody. What up, Cortex? Fingers crossed that Mr. Reaction gets it. Yeah, same here, Trisha. I really do. Bobby B. What's up, fam? Stone Panda.
I haven't done that Sam Elliott impression in a while. I had to dust that off.
Man, Sam Elliott. What a guy for sure. That Hemi's 100%. Yeah, for sure. Byron, where do you want to start out with this with the Backrooms? Do you want to go back to the found footage like the first one and then kind of carry over?
Honestly, I would say it's your program, brother. I'm just here as kind of a guest speaker and nerd analyst with a terrible fascination for mythology and quantum mechanics. So, by all means,
let's go. I think we should we should probably catch everybody up to speed with what we're covering here. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and let's see here. The found footage. Here we go. Hey, 6-year-old mom loves Sam.
Camera
rolling.
That means they're boat anchors.
And action. All right, cut. That was good. That was good, guys. All right, that was good. I'm thinking we get a wide angle, and then we're done. Okay?
All right. Yeah, cool.
Like how much further? Like a little more. A little more.
That?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? Hello? Hey guys. What is this?
What's going on, Ubernator? What's going on, dude? Oh shit! Hold up, everybody. Let me drop the link down below. You good, brother? Shit happens to all of us. I appreciate that, Richard. Yeah, let me drop the link in case anybody wants to join up. You should practice his voice, then give her a call. LOL. I think they're talking about you with Sam Elliott there, Byron.
Well, you know, sometimes, as the filler says, you eat the bar, and sometimes the bar, well, he eats you. Is that some kind of Western thing, man? Or Eastern thing? Hardly, dude.
Man, Byron always hitting it with them impressions. Chris 420, what is going on? Hope you're doing well. What's up, Vanilla Gorilla?
What's going on, big dog?
We're kind of in the Backrooms realm. We're just kind of, looking into that. It's mostly just, yeah, it's gonna be kind of a nerdy talk, man.
A nerdy talk?
A nerdy talk.
Shit.
That's right. You done caught us riding nerdy.
Riding nerdy.
Yeah. Riding nerdy.
It's a
Chris
great Weird Al
420,
song, by the way.
Mr. Reactions, he was at the gas station, somebody backed into his car. So
They
he's
did?
dealing with that. Yeah. I was just texting him.
Okay.
So
Where's
he
he
wasn't
at? I'll jump
unfortunately
in the
unable
car.
to make it.
I'm like,
He's all the way
jump in
down in
the car. Where's he
Florida.
at? I'm like, we all getting paid.
Yeah, no kidding. Byron's a good one on the impressions, no doubt. Yeah, always doing them killer impressions, man. Oh man, I hope he's okay. Yeah, he's doing fine. He's just not having a very good morning. That's all. Not a very good one to start off with. But oh man, I hope he's okay. Oh no, Byron's awesome, dude. Your phone's ringing. My phone's ringing. My phone ain't ringing. Much love, Byron. Love his voice. Can't blame. Yeah. But yeah, without further ado, we're gonna try to jump into this. Oh, Big Lebowski. That's a good movie, by the way.
It's a fucking fantastic film. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. All right.
So
They,
it's
Here we go.
they peed on your fucking rug.
Where's the money, shithead?
Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the money, Lebowski? Buddy says you're good for it. Where's the fucking money, shithead?
I think it's down there. Let me go take another look.
It's down there somewhere. Let me take another look. Jackie
I love
Treehorn
that
says
scene.
you owe him $3 million. That means you owe Jackie Treehorn $3 million.
$3 million,
Oh,
you're
well.
getting butt plugged.
No, Vanilla. It's the back rooms, not the back doors.
Hey, back door in the back room. I don't give a fuck.
Well, that'd be a shitty way to go in the back rooms, man.
Yeah. But for $3 million, shit on it.
I don't think you'd be able to get your hands on currency in the back rooms, my guy.
Oh, they'll have to bring it with them.
No, you just kind of like end up there. You don't really know when or how you got there. You just kind of end up there.
Oh, shit. Oh, you talking about that game you're talking about?
No, it's not a game, my guy. It's a video collection.
Oh, okay.
It's like a concept that basically
Never ends.
It never ends. Yeah, exactly.
That'd be fucked up if that shit was real.
Man, could you imagine?
But I mean, it would actually be physically impossible to be real. But yeah, that'd be funny. Not funny, it'd be crazy as shit.
How's work been? It's been all right.
You lose your
Fortunately,
mind.
I got to work Friday, mandatory.
I got to work Friday mandatory too.
Oh yeah,
It's every Friday though.
right. Anyhow, let's get into the video, everybody.
Yeah, get in the video. Talk your nerdy shit and I'll listen and whatever.
All right, here we go, everybody. Byron, do you have something to say?
No, I was saying, go ahead and play it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hello? Is someone there?
So, like, even at this part right here,
Uh,
that point that you made earlier, Byron, just about like it being a fungi, the entity. It was stalking him right at this very point when you looked back.
Right, because as soon as the transition was made from three-dimensional physical space to the Q space, as soon as he landed, it would have been aware of his presence.
Right. It's just, it's so, I don't know, it's almost like it's so perfect for like a predator in this kind of like format, you know. It's like it was meant to be this way. You know what I mean? Like just for the fact that the life forms that are in the carpet itself. I feel that I gotta work every day this week. Yeah. But back to what I was saying though, like, hey Vanilla, you got some feedback going on, my guy.
all my windows are up in my truck.
No, I'm
How's
talking
that?
about
I
like
turn
I
the
can
AC
hear
down.
myself.
Oh. No, I mean, what about now?
Hello. Very faintly.
Oh, okay. Shit. I don't know then. My windows up, my AC's off.
Yeah, it's not like that. I think it's like it's playing back somehow.
Let me see something here.
And so, Vanilla Gorilla was lost to
To the
Q
BackRooms.
space. But no, clearly this entity, the concept of it being a fungi or spore-based predator or defense drone mechanism crafted by that Q space, by that backroom Q space, to stalk and terrorize and potentially brutalize, murder, and absorb this intruder, this hapless intruder, mind you. Doesn't matter that it was a happenstance that he ended up in that space. That doesn't matter. The intention of the intrusion does not play a factor in it at all. Because, as you said, the moment he takes the opportunity to look behind him, that life form is already present, much like the white blood cells in a living organic biological creature. Its own self-defense mechanism, its immune system, is already hard at work trying to track down the source of incursion or infection and destroy it.
Sorry, Byron. I'm gonna answer this real quick. Mr. Reactions, as far as I know, he's also got a job interview. He told me that he had a busted bumper. So as far as that, I have no idea. I think he's probably at the job interview. Excuse me, everybody. But I have not heard anything back from him yet. Captain Kurt. Just to clarify, I just kind of transitioned back to my channel since we were gonna talk about the back rooms. But back to you, Byron. What do you think? Like, let's say like a military combatant, like in a firefight. Do you think it's possible that they could end up here?
Very much so. The the psychic trauma that is introduced to anyone who is engaged in military engagement, in a firefight or in a hand-to-hand melee combat, the amount of psychokinetic energy that is released throughout the human system itself, just standalone in and of itself, can create enough energy that it could flash out into its local environs. And if it happens to occur within a tightly controlled space filled with a great deal of violent activity and energy, you have more than enough adrenal dump neuroelectrical activity to create what is referred to in quantum mechanics as a slipstream doorway or archway that could deposit a human being whole and intact into that Q-dimensional space. If it were if it were dependent in any way, shape, or form upon if it were what we were talked about before, an interdependent space, then the moment he fell into the back rooms, there would be an entity like this nearby attempting to devour him. However, if it is an independent space, it would be operating off of the energy that was present in the hostilities of that combat, merely to fuel itself and to kind of guide it like a compass towards a potential victim.
Do you think, like, as far as a military combatant, do you think that they could handle like something in this area, in this Q space, like with like conventional means, like I'd say like whatever they've got on them, but common rifle would probably be like
No.
an M4.
No,
Probably, yeah.
for one simple reason. If the Q space of the backrooms is in fact procedurally generatively infinite, then all of that mold spore activity under the carpeting has infinite material from which to reassemble itself, and his bullets are finite.
Gotcha.
But I think he would stand a much better chance of attempting to find or force an exit point. Because the mentality of your standard soldier, even just someone who's been through infantry training, is geared towards a mission prompt. Execute X, Y, or Z action in order to move on to the next point or get to point Y or Z for extraction. There are clear mission parameters, and that mindset could assist him or her in forcing an exit point within the confines of the Q space.
So, do you think it's possible that they would go mad because they don't have that extraction?
Oh, quite a lot. Yes, quite easily. It's quite possible. You look at what happens to people when they are confined to, let's say, a prison system where they're in solitary confinement. It doesn't take long for the human mind to. It's not just the lack of human contact that ends up breaking the psyche down. It's the concept that from this circumstance, there is no extraction, there is no escape. This is your reality. And the idea of all of that landing on your head at one time is enough to break even the strongest soldier.
What's up, Brooke? Yeah, that's crazy to think about it like that, though, to be real.
Now, this is not to say that nobody could do it. You have people like genuine medically diagnosed psychopaths or high functioning sociopaths who have very little regard for their own well being or their own continued existence. People who have a psychiatric condition that does not provide for the immediate placement of self preservation at the top of their mental faculties, that sort of person may actually be able to survive quite a long time in such a Q space, because in their perception of reality, continued existence is not at the top of their mental stack.
Right. So, like, I mean, what about like sustenance, like, food, water?
That's a little bit more dicey, because then we have to determine not only is this a dependent space or an independent space. If it is an independent space, which we've been operating as kind of the baseline of our hypothesis, then that Q space doesn't owe any intruder, any intrusion organism, a means by which to sustain itself. So, exposure, dehydration, starvation are very much possibilities, even if one were to survive as long as humanly possible.
What we see not be the same as the people recording inside the space? That's what Bobby B just said.
Right. We had discussed that possibility earlier as well, and we touched upon it, I think, briefly.
So it's kind of like marriage. A little bit.
What you're referring to, Bobby B, would be a independent, individuated experience where each individual person who ends up in the back rooms ends up with a experience tailored specifically to them. That would be what we referred to earlier as an interdependent Q space. If that were the foundation of our basis going forward, an interdependent Q space would provide food, water, shelter, things that would allow the interdependent psyche that the space was projected based upon.
Appreciate the love there, Chris 420.
To allow it to continue to exist in that format. Because even though it has released this hunter to stalk down and destroy the intruder, its current form is dependent upon that individual intruder's psyche. So there is
like their fear.
Right. There's a it's not oppositional to its own interests. It's just that for the purposes of its current state, it would depend upon the psyche of the intruder to basically project its own environment and shape and what would come after them. But that's a whole other barrel of monkeys.
Man, mine would probably be the Grudge. Yeah, I really did. That's all I'd hear, and I'd have a fucking heart attack, dude.
Shut up, bitch! Get back down the well!
That's the Ring, my dude.
Shit, sorry, I'm thinking about the Ring. You're talking about the cat boy.
No, that I'm talking about the woman that makes the weird, like, grungy noise. There's the cat boy, and then there's the woman. I can't think.
Right, but they're both from The Grudge, from Ju-on.
Yeah, yep. That's something that literally lived through my childhood after watching that movie. That movie fucked with me something fierce.
This may be an indelicate question, but I'm going to ask it anyhow.
Go for it.
How old are you, brother?
I'm 28.
Oh, all right. You said through your childhood. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like 16, 17 when I first saw that movie. I'm 40.
Right. Yeah, I'm 28, my guy.
Anyhow, do you want to proceed?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, on.
Here we go, everybody. I was actually not but yeah. Here we go, everybody. Oh, that's another question. Like this right here. Why would this form right here? But then again, I'd be answering my own question. Why is everything forming the way it is?
That break in the wall?
Yeah.
I have to see what comes next in order to form an idea.
Whoa. Appreciate the love there, Brooke.
Okay,
She dropped your link too, by the way.
thank you, Britt, for that. In terms of that wall breakage, why would that have been placed there?
Or even this right here.
This this is a whole other bundle, and we'll get to that right away, or rather shortly. But that break in the wall, I suspect, again, going back to the base concept that this is an independent Q-dimensional space. When there is no current intrusion inhabitant, the Q-dimensional space is an ever-fluctuating state. It's constantly rearranging itself for the next intrusion. And when there is a sudden and abrupt introduction of a new organism from outside the space to the interior of that space, whatever is in motion or in movement ceases. So my hypothesis for that breakage would be that those two walls were about to clap together to close off that corridor when this individual was dropped into the space.
So it was like,
in order to allow the hunter to then proceed on its hunt.
so do you think like the spaces that are made, like they're like anybody that goes into the back rooms, do you think the design, the layout is like catered to that person and like that individual? Like it's formed for them only for the hunter to navigate and find them?
Again, that would be if it were an interdependent Q-dimensional space. If we go off of the interdependent Q-dimensional theorem, then yes, it would be formatted and formulated specifically for that individual intruder. However, if we are going based on the concept that it is an independent space, Q-dimensional spaces do not have to be uniform or concurrent.
Right.
You're able to, or rather the space itself is able to partition off and create a new section completely separated within its own dimensions to keep them trapped within their own individual environments, to allow no crossover. But again, we also touched upon the concept of perceptional partitioning. So,
Right.
because the hunter itself is a spore-based life form, conceptually, if it can not only observe, but if it can project data and perception absorbed through the spores to another location that it's connected to through those spores, it can allow audio or visual data from one observable space to another to fuck with those two individual separated intruders without having physical, tangible data there for them to interact with.
So, I mean, aside from like the carpet itself, I mean, like, what about like the walls? Do you think it has any way to form up on the walls?
Possible. Can't tell based on the screen image if that's wallpaper or if that is some kind of sheetrock. If it's wallpaper, then you for sure can have mold spores
It
festering
looks
up
kind of like
behind.
wallpaper the way I'm looking at it.
If it's wallpaper, then for sure you can have mold spores.
That's definitely
behind.
got to be wallpaper. It's even got a design on it too.
Yup, and let's not forget that you've got those overhead lights are more than likely halogen. Halogen lighting is the worst kind of lighting you can have in a residential location if there's any amount of moisture.
Can anybody hear me? Hello?
Damn it. I say that
Yeah,
because
so see,
halogen lighting promotes the
Yeah.
growth of mold.
Oh, okay. That brings up an even more interesting concept on this
Biology.
entity. Yeah, I didn't think about that either. You're right. Wow. Because I was trying to figure that out. Because like, there's no visible like eyes on this thing. But
Doesn't need them.
no, I don't need them at all. Wow. But like, you see it right there though, in that little corner
Yep.
right there.
You see a hint of it.
Yep. It's like it's right there. But like, why would it stalk him like that
Hello?
though?
Damn it.
All right. Why this guardian creature may stalk its victims prior to destruction and absorption? If we are talking about a mold-based or a mold spore-based life form, some kind of fungus,
Mm-hmm.
different fungi respond to different hormones in the human body. When we sweat through fear, we extrude specific hormones that are picked up. This is one of the reasons why veteran hunters will tell you when you go out hunting in the woods, you don't want to be afraid, because there are certain predatory creatures whose scent glands are keyed up in order to track down prey that are fearful. As soon as the sweat exudes from the pores of the human skin, it attracts those predatory responses from those organisms,
Transmits
from
it.
those life
Yep.
forms. Now,
So it's like the saying, "I could smell your fear."
yes, I can smell your fear.
Right.
Certain fungi respond to specific chemical signatures. It could very well be that in order to optimize its absorption into the environment of the backrooms, that this guardian life form has a requirement set upon it in its biological programming, that it needs to instill fear to get the greatest amount of nutrition for the backrooms, so it stalks rather than immediately jumps to kill.
That's so creepy though to think about that. Like, I mean,
This is
it's
part of
not
the
even
reason.
actually looking at you. It's just knows
It's
you're there.
like it's observing you. This is
Yeah.
part of the reason why wolves eat deer ass first, because adrenaline is dumped into the heart and through the brain.
Mm-hmm.
When adrenaline is dumped through those tissues, it makes the meat or the muscle fiber foul. So the wolf will eat the deer when it's got it trapped and pinned down from the legs and arse first, because that's the farthest point for the adrenaline to dump into. That's the freshest, most nutritious meat for it to eat. This creature is no different that way.
All right, well, let's get back to it. But good points though. See, like, hold on. I just noticed that like it stood out, but then it creeped into the corner. So hold on. You'll see it right there. It's like literally peeking. If we see it pop out like the one moment, like when he's walking over here, see it right there. Actually, here, why don't I do this? You see it in the corner, literally like peering at him. Oh, hold on, I'm trying to get back to that point. Pops out right there. And then you still see it in there peering at him. So,
Not entirely sure what to make of that. Being early on, the hunter organism may still have been trying to get a more thorough sense of the capacities of its potential victim. That's the only thing I can really think of there.
what's up, Jamie?
Be right back. Gotta hit the loo.
Yeah, no good. Or all good. The link should be up. Jamie, if you want to hop up in, you're more than welcome to. I don't know if you're still in that meeting or not. Byron, what would be the first test you would perform if you could? Shay J, what's up? Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to perform any sort of test there. I mean, you kind of spontaneously show up. Appreciate the love there. Red Eyed Patriot, what up? But back to what we were saying, Byron. I mean, I know we have the theory of it being a fungi, but like, that's still kind of weird to me that it's peering at him. Spencer Food Reviews, what up? I think I seen you in here earlier. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Possibly learning from prey by stalking. They always try to fit all the meetings in the morning. Kind of sucks. Food reviews, great to see you, buddy. Yeah.
Right, Bobby B. That would, I think that's a better way of putting what I was trying to hint at before. Is it is very possible that it's doing the peekaboo thing here to see
What's
to
up, Red Eye
gauge the
Patriot?
reaction of its potential prey, because a potential prey that will lunge at it, that will directly attack this guardian creature, is more of a threat than one that will scurry or scamper away or will be skeptical and inquisitive of its environment. It changes the approach of the hunter.
All right, let's get back into it, everybody. Oh, that's another thing I gotta ask. Like, this dark area, do you think that goes back to that theory of it being like a what am I trying to say here? You had the term, I just kind of lost it, but it was like it was intentional for the one person, like an individual. What was the term we were going with?
Interdependent.
Oh, interdependent. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's possible. This could lean more towards the idea of an interdependent Q space as opposed to an individual or independent Q space.
okay, because I was trying to figure that out as well. Like with all the lights, all the halogen lights, you know, forming more fungi like in the carpet. Like I figured, like if we were talking about the backrooms being like purpose for that creature, that hunter, what you would be like, you would be seeing a lot more halogen lights. Like even the space right here. Um, it's just kind of weird. Like there's off spots where there's no halogen lighting.
Right. But let's also not forget that spore and fungi tend to absorb their coloration from their environment where they are spawned. So it could very well be that the guardian was spawned in this dark space, hence why its colorization later on when we see it is dark, almost gunmetal gray or black, as opposed to bright and yellow like the wallpaper, or grayed out but with a hint of yellow coloration like the carpeting.
Yeah, that's very well possible. Yeah, an almost complete dark space. Yeah. Because I know like fungi manifests in the dark a lot. So what about this here? Like with the arrows? I mean, what would cause it to have all
What
this
the
drawn on
hell?
the wall? Like that one still kind of boggles my mind.
Are you familiar with the concept of shunting?
No, I'm not actually.
In shunting, and again, this is something that we can look to the animal kingdom for an example of, and I'm going to once again refer to wolves. When wolves are hunting elk or deer, Two of the fastest runners in the pack will run up alongside either flank of the prey to be devoured. And they will guide them by slowly, subtly moving closer to them to guide or shunt their prey in a specific direction towards an area that the wolf pack has already reconnoitered or scouted out prior to this point that will give them the best
Okay, I'm
effective
here. What's up?
kill spot to take down the deer.
Right.
It's shunting. You direct the prey to where you want them.
So, do you think this fungi has its own sentience to do all this? Like this graffiti?
No, I would not ascribe that to the Guardian. I would ascribe that to the Q space itself.
Oh, okay.
If the Q space is sentient, then it would allow for such markings to manifest on its
Gotcha.
space. Because again, we're dealing with perceptional we're dealing with perceptional partitioning. So because this prey individual had not yet reached that point, at some point prior to him coming within physical view and perception of that part of the wall, the Q space could recognize, okay, pretty soon we're going to need to shunt this victim to where the Guardian can get its best shot at him and can thus manifest the arrows pointing to where it wants him to go.
Okay. That's kind of creepy though. It's like it's pointing, yeah. It's literally trapping the person that's in here. Like it's literally trapping them for the hunter. So they're two separate entities, but the entity was created by the Q space.
Correct. It's
Okay.
much like our white blood cells and antibodies. They are literally microscopic organisms that live within us as host beings. Our immune system
Sorry to
subconsciously
hear that, Jamie.
and
Much love to you.
biologically programs them to defend us.
I had to put that out there. Is it sentient or is there a hive mind? That's another good question. Oh yeah, I'm getting pumped up for it. I don't think that's a very difficult question for that. Like, do you think both of them would be a hive mind?
Given what we see here, no. I would imagine that I would hypothesize that the Q space
Doing
itself
good, Cam here. Hope you're
carries
doing well.
its own sentience, but the Guardian spore creature is a hive or collective defense mechanism with programming handed down from the Q space itself.
Appreciate the love, Jamie. Okay. Yeah, because that would okay. That makes more sense because like we were talking about shunting, and it's like the this person here is being directed to be in one spot while the hunter goes and finds them. I mean, the hunter already kind of knows where they're at, but it's just trapping them in an area that makes them curious to look at this wall.
And as far as why the hunter is more capable than any of the other mold or fungi throughout the facility of the back rooms, I would liken it to a
That's
parallel.
awesome, Red Patriot.
I would liken it to a parallel cortex that you'd be very well familiar with. I would liken it to the Geth from the Mass Effect series of games. When they are collected together in a mass, they are more capable and functional than when they are disparate.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I only know a little bit about Mass Effect. I still got to play through them, but I'm aware of the Geth. Yep. Thank you. I abuse the like button. Everyone else do the same. Much love to you, Cam, here. Really appreciate you. I'm sure there were so many reactions to it. He is most likely to see it. Should make sure all the good reactions react to it like the ones he watches the most. We'll definitely react to it, Red-Eyed Patriot. So definitely let us know, and we'll put it up on there. Unfortunately, Mr. Reactions isn't here today. He got tied up with some things. He was planning on being here for like an hour, but I took the show and I made the show go on. So here we are talking about the back rooms, and I seen your question there, Cam. Here, we're talking about the back rooms. Can a man get a wrench? I got your back, Bubba. I got you, man. Oh God, Jamie. I see it. Slash deviate something. What's going on there? Show must go on. Yep, like Queen said. All right, everybody. Let's get back to the video here.
What the hell? Don't move.
That thing has ungodly speed. Oh my God. Oh my God, run. Definitely, Purpose. What's up? So those noises that's coming out of it, like, what would you take from that?
All right.
Is
if
that
we
to
are
invoke fear? Like,
if we are dealing with a fungus that is trying to provoke a specific
oh shit.
neurochemical reaction, then I would imagine that the noise, the audible factor, would, yes, primarily be induced in order to promote fear in its target victim. As for how it's producing the noise, we mentioned before that all of this fungi is just absorbing data from
Mhm.
all around it. Why not project the amalgamated noises of all the intruders that have come before this one? It would create a cacophony of chaos. The projected voices of hundreds, dozens maybe, or thousands of prior victims,
I was
all
just about to ask that.
preaching.
You took the words from right out of my mouth. I was about to say, is this like a collection of like people that have been harvested by this entity that are all basically leaking out of it?
Yes, could very well be a projection. If you want to delve into Judeo-Christian lore, we could look at Mark 9:5. My name is Legion, for we are many.
Oh God. That one definitely gives me chills every time I hear it. Every time I hear that one. Yeah. Ugh.
My name is Legion, for we are many.
Yeah. um yeah, that's a very freaky thought. Appreciate the love there, Brooke. So that was another thing that didn't make sense to me. Was like, why was he turning the light on and off? Like,
I imagine in order to see if there was any way in which he could directly physically interact with the environment.
yeah,
Oftentimes, when we find ourselves in unfamiliar surroundings, in unfamiliar circumstances, one of the first things that the human mind will attempt to do to grapple with its oddity of location is figure out if there's any way in which our own activities can render an effect on the environment around us. It grants us a sense of agency that we may potentially have some way of taking control of the situation.
that's very, very good way of putting it. Yeah, I mean, I think I could definitely. I mean, if anybody could relate to that. Like, you're in such an unfamiliar space. Like yeah, I think you definitely said it best. You try to interact with anything and everything possible. So I could see that. Looks like a new construction basement in the Midwest.
Be right back, grabbing coffee.
All right.
You don't have to wait for me to roll it, brother.
Oh no, you're good. I'll engage with chat. Like, took the words straight out of my mouth. Yeah, quite literally. Um. So yeah, I mean, everybody, like, what would you do in this situation? Aside from like interacting with, like, light switches, to being in the situation of this entity it's following you, like, what would you do? I mean, I'm sure you would run. That'd be the first thing. As far as that, I think I'm gonna roll it again. So this is like an entirely new space that he's walked into,
Holy
but
shit.
runners sit there.
What the fuck is this place?
Only two options. Yeah. That just made me think. Huh. That noise just made me think about something. 5:45. Probably try to make a weapon or take the chair to beat it with. I mean, you could try. um. So Byron, I just kind of thought about something. You know how he dropped through the hole and he ended up here?
Aye.
So there's a sound, like a distinct sound right here that you hear right at the end of the video. And I almost wonder if this thing's been following him the entire time. And you'll hear it. It's right here. Do you hear it? It's like a whistling sound,
Aye.
kind of. Yeah. I mean, I know there's like this industrial whatever area, but that same sound comes from that creature, that entity.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
For sure, Red Eyed Patriot.
This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real.
Pause it up. Go back to that fire exit sign.
Do you think it's possible it's shunning again?
Yes. Whenever you've been in a building, what color is associated with the fire exit?
Red.
Red. Red
Yeah.
means stop. Green
Means
means
go.
go.
I didn't think about it like that either, but you're right. Wow. Wow.
With a picture of a little man pushing the door open and heading off that direction.
Again, is it learning by stalking? What's up, Louis?
I would say, Bobby, what is most likely happening with this shunting and the stalking by the guardian itself is much like any other biological organism's immune system. It learns by responding to infection or intrusion, thus alleviating the amount of conscious energy required or thought process required by the host organism, the Q-dimensional space, to operate it on its own consciously. This frees up the Q space to construct itself further, to expand, or to track down its next victim.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that. But you're right. Usually the colors are usually red. Wow. That's wow. Wow. My mind's blown, everybody. My God, it's funny. I had to share it. Yeah, Red Eye Patriot, that video that you put up there. Any other time I would put it up, but like right now, this is like one of them panels where I'm just kind of talking about the back rooms. I don't really want to talk about that individual. Personally, don't really care to talk about him anymore. But I don't know. Maybe another time I'll put it up. Neville, what's going on, my guy?
How you doing, Neville?
Been
Perhaps
working
when
on
he
a
does,
couple more Gobble songs, Jamie. Maybe out soon. Yeah.
when he doesn't have this nerd to have to deal with it on panel.
No, I don't want to give that person any more attention than they've already got from me. I appreciate it, Red Eyed Patriot.
Also consider, it says keep clear, but the door pushes inward. It pushes away. That also should have been a red flag. The only time you would have a keep clear warning is if the door were to open outward at you.
So that's kind of weird. It's telling you to go, but it's also telling you to keep clear. So is that like open to like interpretation for the person? Like, do you think there was a way to get out of it?
I suspect, because again the coloration is different than what is standard, that the keep clear may not have been that message may not have been imprinted by the Q space itself, but potentially by a prior victim who had enough power of psychokinetic energy to project a warning.
Interesting. All right, here we go, everybody.
You gotta be kidding me.
So you heard that, right? Hold on.
Yes.
All right, so from that time there, 7:57. Let's go back to 5:40. Was it stalking him the entire time?
No.
No. Do you think it was
I'm
possibly another entity?
Yes, because again, if this guardian is formed of various fungus from the area within the Q-dimensional space, what other creature that I've already mentioned several times projects a sound to relay information to other members of its kind? Wolves. They hunt in packs.
Yeah.
And if the fungus can be
The BackRooms, Captain Kirk.
coalesced to form another guardian in another location, why not do that rather than spend the entire time stalking? The data, the information about its prey can be immediately, instantaneously projected to another formed guardian.
Yeah. That's crazy. Do you think the entities would be similar by any means, like biologically?
More than likely, because they are composed of the matter of the Q-dimensional space itself.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Boom. Bobby B said boom. You're not going to believe this, but my dreams last night was that someone had me held against my will, but it was like I was dreaming in a dream. And I was living a life while flashing into being captured. That's crazy, Tim Hicks. All you did, I'm sure you did not fail at everything else. You were really hard on yourself sometimes, love. Yo, shout out to Brooke, everybody. Much love to Brooke.
We thank you, Brooke, for all the support and for the messages
For sure.
of love and positivity you send to us every time we're here.
Remember, no negativity in our vicinity.
That's right. No negativity in our vicinity.
This is crazy. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I wonder what manifested in this area. Like, what would we see? What would be the creature? But I'm gonna jump back to 7:57 where we were though, because that's a very similar sound. But look at this thing though. Do you think that was possibly another entity than the one that was chasing him earlier, just by its body structure?
It's possible, particularly given the difference in the physiological construct.
Because hold on. When we go back here, when he like first initially interacts and like encounters the entity, you'll see it like chasing, and it's much taller in these shots. So
Right. And this would further lend itself to the continuation of the hypothesis that the first keening or howling sound we heard came from this creature, projecting information to its packmate, the one we see stalking, trumping along, whilst the victim cowers in that darkened corner. They are
by
both
the
creatures
way,
of strange design, very wiry, but
yeah,
you find that sort of dimorphism in animal packs as well.
Snowplow says, by the way, exit signs can be both red or green according to OSHA.
Okay, thank you, Snowplow. I was not familiar with that.
I think it's possible that I'm not even gonna. No offense, I'm not even gonna entertain those people. They're not important enough for me to talk about them. But sorry about that, Noble. I'm just not gonna read that out loud. All right. Yeah, I mean, just by the whole structure of it, I mean, the head, it's like more longer and it's more forward.
More oblong.
Yeah. What's going on, Jasmine? Cortex, you know I respect you, bro. For sure, Noble, and I respect you as well. What? Oh, what's up, Freckles? Yeah, I still think what we were talking about before, though, like how it ingests people.
Right, and I just now noticed that this victim is going down that hallway, and he looks over a lip. That's the drop that the camera goes down. I didn't
Yep.
see that before.
So yeah, I mean, you can tell by the body appearance. I mean, it's some weird. I thought it was like rebar at first, but it's very like looks more organic and tree like than anything. What's up, Chris 420? Appreciate the love. Freckles said I just jumped. Yeah, it's a very terrifying thing there. I'm still here, by the way. Wall just kind of floating by. Take it how you want it. You're good, Scuba Sam. Much love to you. Yeah, no, I mean, with what me and Byron are doing, and we're really just like taking a much deeper dive at the back rooms and really going and looking at every aspect of what the back rooms is. And I thank you, Byron, for being around the panel, helping me discover more about it.
Never a problem, brother. Mythology, weird science fiction concepts, quantum mechanics, fascinating material for me to touch upon, always.
Absolutely. Same here. Yeah, I mean, it's got such an odd form, and I feel like this is entirely a different entity compared to the first encounter. I mean, they're probably the same breed or species, but then again, I don't even know that.
Their functions are effectively the same.
Yeah. What's up, Cassie? I see you over there. Hey, y'all. Bobby B, Byron Cortex. Yes, sir. Trees got tired of being cut down, so they manifested this, maybe. Quite possible. But this is its own space. Like, nothing here was manifested from, like, Earth itself.
Yeah, this isn't any Treebeard. He's not crossing the
No.
lands into Mordor.
No. His descriptions are unbelievable. Great to hear his point of views. What up, British Bulldog?
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, it's quite the phenomenon, you know. But we're gonna end this video right here and then go into another one. And this one right here, and this part right here is entirely, I don't know, kind of crazy. This one has a small head when the other has a long head. I think it just has a different proportion body. I think it's actually a longer body than that one. Because it was far much more taller than the one that attacked him. Would you or anyone in here? Is there anything y'all think I should draw? Holy shit, that scared me. Much love to you, Jasmine. Really appreciate you being here. So where is this? No one really knows.
Where it is, Tim, is in the space behind your eyelids.
Looks like there's fluidity to it. Quite possible. I would say it's got more of like a mucus texture than anything. Or like a grease like texture. So, oh, okay, yeah, it's actually where I wanted to go. Yeah, there's actually quite a few videos on it. Um, I'm gonna turn this one down for the sake of everybody because it's very loud. Oh, hold on, everybody. Wrong one. Here we go. What you cooking over there, Jasmine? Draw an astronaut squirrel. Heck yeah, draw one. I want to see an astronaut squirrel. I would run like heck. So this is like the concept of whatever company built this machine that made the Backrooms. So like it materializes the Backrooms. That brings up a good point, Tim Hicks. I think it is another dimension, essentially. But then again, I mean, I still think, with what we've talked about with Byron, like the key space, it's very different for everybody else that enters the key space.
To the question, Captain Kurt, of is this real?
No.
We're watching highly produced YouTube videos, but if you really want to give yourself a wee bit of a mental trip, define what is real. I know for certain that, for instance, Captain Jean-Luc Picard is not real. He is a character of fiction. He was portrayed by the actor Patrick Stewart. However, the material that is created to allow for that performance to be put on display for us to consume, to consider, to philosophize about, there is a reality that is set within the confines of those scripts. We get to see but a brief window into the life of this character, this creation. Does that make him real or fiction? What is fiction but the imagining of one creator to an audience that is willing to perceive it? Perception itself is unique and individual, yes, but there are also collective perceptions. And what is in the collective perception can that not be said to be projected as real? Open question.
Wow. Mind blown once again, Byron.
This is why I write.
And yeah, I definitely need to read some of your work.
I'm not too worried about it. I'm not great about selling my own material. A lot of it's up there for free on my BitChute, on my Substack. I've done all kinds of freebies. I'm just a guy who likes telling stories.
Mm-hmm. I'm in the Twilight Zone.
Consider, if you will, you've entered a dimension
Hope everyone's
outside
had
of
an
time
awesome
and
day
space.
so far. Appreciate you there, Jasmine. Use your third eye, guys.
As Bill Hicks used to say, "Squeegee, your third fucking eye."
So what's Chicken Supreme there, Jasmine? I don't know what that entails. I do know the rice part, but what's Chicken Supreme? It's as real as your imagination. Yeah. Yeah. Every time I try to do a real person, it turns out like a cartoon. Dali saw all of his paintings in his mind's eye. Or Salvador Dali. Am I saying that right, or am I butchering it?
Salvador Dali.
Okay, so I am saying it right. Salvador Dali. That's an interesting perspective. Box shop then. All right, let's get into this next one, everybody.
Does anyone else find it curious that the Calliope music that you can faintly hear in the background is playing a kind of slowed down version of Daisy, Daisy, give me your heart, be true?
Hold on. You're right. Whoa.
I watch a lot of horror.
Yeah. By the way, Jasmine, that sounds amazing, and I would love a plate. Heck, just give me a whole Chinese wok. I'll eat it from that. Hold on 1 second, everybody. Almost hear words. Dude, I would pay to listen to you and Omni, Ryan's tech guy, sit down and have a conversation, Byron. There you go.
I do not know this person.
It is Retro 2001 Space Odyssey.
Introduction should be made.
So this is where it manifests and materializes the backrooms right here. Appreciate that, Jasmine. Really do. Shout out to Jasmine, everybody. I'd be honored to be at that table.
I can't do that, Dave.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Dave. Alright, so hold on.
Appreciate the love, Jamie.
So here's the one I was talking about earlier, where that victim that happened to have the camera from the found footage for the first one, which I believe it's this guy right here. I'm wondering with like this video right here, if that creature's involved with like what happens to him, as far as like what you'll see here in the video, and what kind of led me to believe that was a fun guy. Hold on a second, everybody. Appreciate the love there, Jamie. So this is when they tried opening a Stargate. Byron, I appreciate you, buddy. You too, Jay. You're across the world. On that we do. No saggy corn salad here. Oh, shame you're across the world. Yeah, definitely. That was a pick of Johnny Rotten.
I fucking thought it was rotten.
You should hear Omni talk. I would think they were related. Appreciate the love there, Chris420. Well, that Byron attempt to do a true crime panel. I think we would do incredibly well with theories and articulate his thoughts incredibly well. Jamie, do you have a channel? I believe she does. So Byron, would you be interested in that, like true crime? Is that something up to your par? Like,
True crime is not really the genre that I delve into heavily. I rarely actually touch upon it. I do keep abreast of current events and news across the country. And in my mum and dad's home country of the Republic of Ireland, I keep tabs on the events, day-to-day doings there. I don't think I would be an ideal person for a true crime panel or analysis for several reasons, primarily being that I'm a genre fiction wonk. Horror, fantasy, science fiction, those tend to be my areas of, I guess, not to brag, but expertise. I've been in that realm for a long time.
appreciate that, Jasmine.
But in terms of, yeah, you see, Snowplow says it best, extraordinary fictional crimes. Yes, that'd be much more my doing down that pathway. Not to say that if I had access to the information necessary, I'd be willing to engage in dialogue. If I understood the personalities involved in a particular given case or story, if I knew the particulars and specifics, because I don't like to offer conjecture without having a greater understanding of the circumstances, events, and facts of a given story when it is taking place in the real world. I personally would find it disreputable and uncouth or unbecoming of me to project an estimation or a guesswork based on incomplete information or data. I don't like to do that sort of thing. That's not to say I'm not willing to engage in casual conversation about these things, but I would not ever want to project myself as any kind of expert in that arena. Not
or such as like an influencer by any means.
Right, I'm not an influencer. Yeah. I'm not that person. I'm a geek with too many kids and not enough teeth, and too many voices floating around in my head and out of my mouth. Damn it, Bobby! You know, I have to stick to what I can do well and talk theory or hypothesis, quantum mechanics and philosophy. These are things which I'm a bit more comfortable with.
That's fair.
Not to downplay anything. Mm-hmm. Not to say that I wouldn't be willing to attempt to engage in a dialogue in that vein, but I'd have to feel comfortable with the amount of information I have on hand.
Yeah, and I totally respect you for that, Byron. You know, with a lot of people that, you know, they try to do something like that, but they don't really know like where they're coming from trying to project it. And right. I feel like, you know, yeah. And a lot I totally get that, you know, being reputable.
Right, and a lot of it that we see is, oh, this is the hot topic right now. Let me jump on it so I can gather views, so I can garner an audience and draw it to my channel to get me subscribers or monetization. That doesn't work well for me because the purpose of covering a story like that is to get to the truth of the matter, to compile as much data and information as you can, to attempt to be helpful to the greater populace and public around you, not to just try and get some attention for it. If you're going to put attention on it, try to do well for those who need assistance in that situation. in the
That's
name
very
of
well said.
justice. Thank you.
Because, like, you gotta think, you're doing this for the greater good. And, if you're gonna try to go for attention in that case, you're doing it for all the wrong reasons.
Right. And again, it's not that I wouldn't want to be helpful. It's that I don't think in most cases that I actually would do any
Absolutely,
good.
Nate 22. What's up, 815 guy? Trisha. Hope y'all, I'm getting off here. Hope everyone has a great day. We hope you do too, Trisha. Shout out to Trisha, Amy here, everybody.
Cheers, Trisha. And remember, keep reading.
But with that being said, we're going to get back into this video. Here we go. That would be interesting.
That's a possibility, perhaps, Jamie.
So this is what led my theory about it being a fungi right here. Let me turn it up, everybody.
This makes no sense. This wasn't in the last report. No, this is definitely there.
So you see this person, I mean, you see the material that's manifesting on the wall behind him, and it's the same color as that entity. So it makes me wonder what actually happened to this guy.
Well, you can, if you look carefully, you can see on the right temple there's what appears to be some kind of puncture wound looks to be about the size of either a marker or perhaps a elongated tapering claw. There's also on the on the upper right temple. On the left shoulder, there's also, again, what appears to be a puncture wound or a piercing wound of some sort to the left shoulder. He appears to be garbed in some kind of exploratory gear. If this is or was a survivor of a prior expedition,
Appreciate the love, Jasmine.
if they were holding any kind of weapon, the left arm, typically when you're dealing with someone who is in combat position, they would have the rear handle and trigger in the left hand.
Mm-hmm.
If that were where he were holding it, the guardian creature would project a claw or some kind of bladed puncturing appendage to the left shoulder in order to disable his ability to fire the weapon, particularly if the guardian has met with this sort of intruder before. Again, this is all hypothesis.
Right. So, okay, for that being said, what about an unarmed citizen or, like incursion? Like, what would you say about that? Like, because this almost seems like it's very infectious. Like this person's manifesting into something else, given the material behind them.
Well, don't forget that the human bodily structure or system typically
We'll get you, Scuba.
is with the heart situated on the left side of the chest. A puncture to a primary artery on the left shoulder would allow fungal infection to reach down to the heart and spread through the bloodstream and circulatory system quicker with a puncture in the left shoulder as opposed to the right. Rather than bursting right through the rib cage and going straight to the heart, if it wanted the fungus to propagate through the system, it would puncture and allow the infected blood to flow through the system prior to allowing the victim to bleed to death. That puncture, if it goes straight through, he's back against the wall. So a puncture that penetrates all the way through from one side to the other could easily allow the fungal infected blood to then spread the fungus up to the wall behind the body.
Gotcha. So, I mean, do you think it's not like, what's going on behind him? You think that's actually blood that's just dried up, or do you think that's like him literally turning into something else, like a transformation?
My hypothesis here would be that he is being left pressed against the wall so that the fungal spores that are in the wall could continue to feed on the nutrients in his system until such time as he becomes a desiccated husk. But the most blood saturated fungi would be closest in proximity to the body itself.
Snowplow says the room has absorbed the soldier astronaut, and the soldier is expanding from the spot.
Also a possibility, Snowplow. Perhaps
Welcome back,
this
Miss Luck.
spatter is those fungi in that room, in that specific location, are taking on the aspects and absorbing the data of this soldier or astronaut, whatever this explorer may be.
My theory is this is the guy that was in the first found footage.
Also possible. Be right back.
Yep. A lot of pandas. I would have a flamethrower before going in because fire deletes all. Yeah, but Tim Hicks, I mean, like the research team or the retrieval team or mapping team, whatever you want to call these guys. Yeah, maybe for them. But this unfortunate gentleman here didn't really have the luxury of a flamethrower. He just kind of ended up there. Same panda, just changed my name. Oh.
I've got some adjustments to be made. I thought I heard a sound from upstairs, and yes, my little one is awake from his nap, and he's quite upset that I'm not right there to grab him. So I'll be off camera for a couple of minutes here, whilst getting him up and at him, as it were.
I gotcha. Well, you're good. Cortex, I love chilling here in the morning. Just fun, chill, positive place to hang out and good peeps. Absolutely, Jamie. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Much love to you guys for being here. Thank you all so much for hearing us out and our theories and this crazy stream of the Backrooms. But I don't know, y'all. I mean, I just thought this was kind of an interesting series of videos, and I figure I would shed light on them because like there's not really much being talked about them. I mean, we know that they're there. Not everybody knows about them. So to you guys, I figured I would share it with all of you, and you guys be like, "Whoa, this is different." So that's what I'm doing here. I just want to show you guys like what this whole thing is, because it's really wild if you really get into it. Appreciate the love, Jamie. D Libby, what's up? Tiny Panda, Stone Panda, by the way, Jamie. Much love to you all. Appreciate you all so much. Most awesome people. I am digging it. Thank you, Jamie. Shout out to Jamie, everybody. That's like my number one person right there. Fucking, I love you, Jamie. Really do. Stone Panda. So we need to figure out how to not get in this place. Well, so that's the thing about it, though. The back rooms. I mean, I don't think there would be an actual possible way of not getting into it. I love that you're so interactive with us. Well, I mean, that's part of my job. I but I enjoy you guys being interactive with me as well. I appreciate you stopping by and, me giving you my thoughts on videos and talking about them and dissecting them and analyzing them and really getting into the meat and potatoes of the video, you know. I thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to do that and share it with you guys. Always great to see you, beautiful soul. Is this real or a game? Sorry, looks like a game. I've been in now all day, missed loads. Fully tapped in now. This is a series of videos that have been put out on YouTube. The BackRooms is more of a concept than anything, but also kind of more of a deep dive of what you could interpret of what is real, kind of like Byron was talking about earlier. It goes back to the question, in your own thoughts, what do you perceive as real? Tim, right? Thank you, Jamie. You're sweet. Much love. Cortex, I heard that. I just want to be one of the first to tag his new name. LOL. Oh, okay. I didn't know. You, Libby, you're sweet. Love. So, is there a theory or on how someone could find themselves in here? Byron, what's your thoughts on that one?
I'm on mute right now because the monkey boy is rather upset with his waking up. I don't want to kill anyone with the audio, but he seems to be okay as long as I'm talking. A theory as to how someone could end up finding themselves
Appreciate
in
you,
space.
Panda.
There's a couple of different hypotheses that one could posit. The first
Absolutely,
hypothesis
Scuba.
that I would hazard would be by sheer blind accident, happenstance. The second concept or hypothesis one could posit would be that the Q-dimensional spaces require interactivity with the prime dimensional plane every now and again in order to feed themselves, as it were, or to maintain its capacity for defending against intrusion. You can't defend yourself against an intruder without practice in defense. Practice makes perfect. Even predator creatures know that they need to do this now and again. There is also a third or tertiary possibility if one were to delve into more theological purposes, which is those who end up there deserve to be.
So, in theory, I mean, is it fair to say that the BackRooms itself is the body and the creatures, the entities, are the white blood cells?
Right. I believe that basically is the initial hypothesis that we established back at the beginning of the first video.
Okay.
If we are operating off of that hypothesis line, then we are getting closer to having something a little stronger than a hypothesis and moving towards the arena of theory. But again, we have multiple possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Your imagination can be your friend or your pseudo enemy. You can scare yourself most with immersion from a story imagined. I believe that 100%. I feel like your mind would create the deepest and darkest fears, even though it could be literally a puppy dog right in front of you. But your own mind would play tricks within like isolation, no contact, and a constant buzzing from halogen light bulbs in a very condensed space. A lot would go on in your mind, I would believe. All right, well, here we go.
It's organic.
So, like, even like when I was saying that earlier, I mean, if you look at the right here, you notice how the like material goes from black to white. Even this right here is somewhat of a different color, and it's straining like upward. So, you think it's a possibility that the blood here is like working like a vein, essentially? Like it's working its way up the wall? Or do you think it's just a splatter?
Very possible. No, it's very possible it is creeping up the wall because let's not forget that fungi have mannerisms that are similar to most other plant life. And in nature, plant life tends to grow up towards its source of light, its source of nutrients. Now, with the Q space of the backrooms being transdimensional and transpositional, you would have that spread of the mold in any given direction. This is how we are perceiving it as outside observers.
Mm-hmm. The best fictional writers like King take what you believe to be normal situations and turn them into supernatural space. I believe that.
See some kind of fungus.
See, even he says this is some kind of fungus. Because he's already identified it as a fungus as well.
Yep, and that again that lends itself towards our hypothesis.
Okay. So that was the missing persons. Here's the informational video. I believe this is the one we left off on. I'm gonna go back on this one.
Welcome to the Project KV-31 Research and Development Team. In this short, informative video, you will be briefed on the required protocol in regard to Project KV-31, as well as receive an overview of future development plans. What is Project KV-31? Project KV-31 pertains to the study and development of the async low-proximity magnetic distortion system.
Appreciate the love, Jasmine. Nice to see you there, Tiny Panda.
For the sake of convenience, you may hear your peers refer to the project under any of the following titles: The Machine, The Door, The BackRooms, The Complex, Hallways. Unauthorized usage of these terms outside of the async research facility is strictly prohibited. Reach the threshold without guided supervision. Never enter the complex alone. All expeditions are to be comprised of no fewer than 3 individuals.
A moment.
Yeah, but that was 2 weeks ago. I'm not doing anything about it now. I mean, do you really think that there's actually affecting in this situation? I mean, there's too many variables. It's hopefully to set the whole circuit. It's doable.
Did anyone happen to catch the slip up there at the beginning of this video?
The slip?
When it showed the date of this expedition, it said 2/29/1990. 1990 was not
let me
a
go
leap
back.
year.
Where was that? Hold up.
And of course, it wasn't help. Yeah, but that was 2 weeks ago. You're not going to do anything about it now. I mean, do you really think that there's actually a vaccine in this situation? I mean, there's too many variables that you come up with a reset the whole circuit. It's doable. So you know how it is.
Wait, where was the data? Was it before all this?
It was before all this. It was just after showing the image of the three, saying no less than 3 people going in after that regulation 5, I think.
Never enter the complex alone. All expeditions are to be comprised of no fewer than 3 individuals.
Right there. February 29th, 1990.
This date did not exist. We're already, before even entering the realm of the backrooms, in a trans-dimensional time frame.
What if this is a visual representation of your brain? We discussed that earlier. Byron, do you want to fill in on that one, or?
Oh, if touching upon the concept that the backrooms. All right, Tiny Panda, we had that is one of the primary foundational hypothesis points for this Q-dimensional space. The 3 primary foundational points would be that either this is an independent Q-dimensional space, an interdependent Q-dimensional space, or a blended independent interdependent space, which varies based upon its current circumstances. Interdependent Q-dimensional spaces shift and align themselves and their makeup based upon the psychokinetic energy of the intruders or individuals stepping into it from an exterior space. An individual Q-dimensional space is pre-aligned regardless of what intrusion entities may step within it.
You said this looks like a visual representation of my brain. I saw it, Jasmine. Here's my email.
Now, what I was attempting to sort of start to hint towards with this date that is out of run, 2/29/1990, that we're already dealing with a transdimensional time frame. If this placard, or if this info placard was put at the beginning of the tape prior to these technicians entering, then it would make sense to me, at least, to hypothesize that by leaving that doorway open, that the Q-dimensional space is bleeding out into third dimensional reality, and this company needs to shut down whatever the fuck it is they're experimenting with.
Mm-hmm. Because people are leaking into it. They also showed 3 people in suits, but they had a cameraman, maybe a group of 4, but they stressed the number 3. Yeah, so goes back to what Byron said. This whole thing had to happen before. This is like an informational video, as it says on the top. So it's like basically what not to do. They had 4 people. Well, we're about to find out what happened when they had 4 people. Appreciate the love there, Freckles, and thank you for stopping by. I hope to see you again soon. Shout out to Freckles, everybody. Also, shout out to Neville as well. We appreciate you, man. And definitely thank you so much for doing that for Jamie. We in the metaverse, everyone run. Pretty much. Number 4 is now the Fungus Man. I don't think that's the Fungus Man, Snowplow. I think the fungus man is the guy that was in the found footage, the first film. And the reason I hypothesize that is because when the camera falls down the hole, it plummets to Earth, and it's found footage. When you see the entity grab onto the cameraman in the first film, you also kind of see the cameraman get entwined with this entity. It's wrapped itself around his body and possibly injected itself into his body, causing him to become a fungus. And maybe so an outbreak in that area. Kind of like cordyceps. So, but here we go, everybody.
It's horrible. So you know how it is. They're gonna want to have everything come on and I had a movement. So going north. Guys, do you hear this? Hey guys, do you hear this? Hey! Guys.
Jasmine.
Guys. George.
Mad respect to you, Neville.
Open!
I see you.
Hey! There's this one.
Exactly, Bobby B. This goes back to the shunting like we were talking about before. He used a way to lure the prey into a sound-like trap. And when they decide to go further towards the sound, it goes back to the partition like Byron had described earlier. So, yeah. Essentially, they're isolated. And Byron, do you think that there would even be a possibility of them reuniting at all? Or are they just completely separated at that point?
At this juncture, I think the likelihood of reunion between this singular separated individual and the remainder of his team is slim to none. The perceptional partition that's been brought down between he and the other members of his team, let us not forget that if this is a perceptional partition that has moved him away to a second location within the greater Q-dimensional space, it could be a detached portion of that Q-dimensional space with its own enclosed environment, thus permanently cutting him off from the remainder of the team, other than data through perception that could be leaked as lures to that other location. The likelihood of him reuniting with them is slim to none.
Yeah, so in other words, everybody, he's fucked.
And this is, again, divide and conquer. This is exactly the sort of thing that this sort of predator would engage in.
Wait, I got to go back and look at that now. He brought up a good point, Snowplow, about the lighting. Good eyes, Snowplow. Let's see here.
Very good.
Guys,
Do you think there's a difference? I mean, it looks a little brighter, but
It's hard for me to see, but then again, my eyesight is shit.
you hear this?
Wait, maybe the lighting right there, like on the floor. Because you notice how the shadows are casting like here and here, but it's kind of more brightly coming out this way.
Right, as if there may be an open chamber down that way,
Yeah,
from whence the collected voices might be coming.
yeah.
Hey guys, do you hear this? Hey!
Yeah, because that lighting don't really make a lot of sense. I guess, well, no, it still don't. I mean, look when he walks into it, though. There's a shadow, a clear shadow right there. Watch when he walks to it, it dissipates.
Hey guys, do you hear this? Hey! Guys.
He said, "Go ahead a few seconds." Is there a particular time frame? Snowplow, shadow from lights, but going to try. Again, once again, Neville, appreciate you doing that for Jamie. Shout out to Jamie, yes, shout out to Jamie and Neville, everybody. Taipan, I'd say this is most interesting live stream, and I'm sad I missed most of it. Duty calls sometimes, but wish I could have more time. Would have caught more of it. Are you leaving right now, Tiny? Or are you still sticking around, or what? Typically, the lighting would be specific intervals in the ceiling. Thanks for understanding, Jamie. It's just okay. Probably a difference in cameras. I see a forehead.
Hey guys, do you hear this?
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense though, because I just looked at the ceiling now. Wouldn't the ceiling be bright too, and wouldn't it be reflecting on the wall as well? I just kind of thought about that. I'm in and out. All right. Well, I appreciate you, Tiny. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. The light's projected on the ground, but not the ceiling or the wall. But the direction, I mean,
This could be the Q space marking its own delineation point for where it wants to bring down the perceptional partition. As soon as its prey is beyond that patch of shadow, it's in a position where perception partition can be activated and brought down to separate him from the remainder of his group.
Guys, do you hear this? Hey guys, do you hear this? Hey! Guys. Guys. George. Open! Hey! There's this one.
As would I, Jasmine. As would I. Right there. So Snowplow, you said right there. Are you talking about this right here, or like what? I think this was like a drone, like we were talking about earlier. Like this is like a drone that was navigating the area, but was broken. That would be my ass on the floor. Got a 2,000 HP Camaro, or 2,000 horsepower Camaro to average 22 miles per gallon. I'm tired though. Haven't slept more than 3 hours since Sunday. Not complaining, losing every moment, but it seems I missed thought-provoking lives. Back before that turned down the hall. Okay. Are you talking about like right here? Wait, was this shadow here before?
You're talking about the shadow just before he turned
Like
around and
in
lost
this
sight of
in
his
this general
point.
spot, like in the general spot, like right here, like right where he's about to walk through.
No, that part of the corridor had been illuminated before he stepped down the walkway.
No, there's a shadow there. Okay. I'm looking at it right there.
Does it spread? Well, yeah, I think you're probably right. But again,
Yeah, because
that
like
that
look,
would again, I would think, lend itself towards the idea that that position, that spot of floor, was left in shadow for the
no
Q-dimensional
shadow.
space to use it as a marker for if the prey goes beyond that shadow point, drop down the perceptional partition.
Watch the ceiling and the ends of the halls are dark.
Guys. Guys. George. Open.
Watch the ceiling and the ends of the wall or ends of the halls are dark to keep you away.
Guys. Guys. George. Open. Hey.
What's up, John Sharp?
It's this way.
Do you know what he means by that, Byron? He says, watch the ceiling and the ends of the halls are dark. I'm going to have to go back and look at the ceiling again.
Open. Hey.
He's right. Look at the ceiling.
Yep.
So, because typically you wouldn't go into a dark area. You know, you would like the body would normally go to an illuminated area.
Right, that's human instinct because
Yeah.
we are primarily visual creatures in terms of our trying to get a feel for the safety or danger of our given environment.
So, in other words, that trap that he had walked into was very inviting to the instinct. Like,
Right,
it seemed
because
like just
not
a
only is
jolly
there
normal hallway.
right, there's illumination and there is the sound, the audible cue of other human beings. There's
Yep.
strength and safety in numbers. As a tribal species, we tend to gravitate towards those collections of other human beings to offer ourselves a layer of protection from the unknown.
Also, corners at the end of the hallway would be the brightest, not dark.
Cortex, brother?
What's up?
I just got a message from the missus reminding me that there's a couple of clerical things that I have to tend to before she gets home today. So unfortunately, I do have to pretty much give my farewells to the chat and to yourself for now.
That's all one good. I think because I was actually gonna end it on that note as well. We've been running at 2 hours and 8 minutes. I was gonna go for the 2:30 mark, but yeah, I think we'll end it there. We'll do another dive at this another day.
No worries. I look forward to that again.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate you hopping on panel with me and checking this out. We'll
Thanks for
definitely
having me.
continue. Yeah, likewise, man. We'll definitely dive more into the back rooms, everybody. But as for chat, if you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know would y'all like to see us come back to this entire YouTube, or not YouTube, but collection of the back rooms. If you do, please let us know right now, and we'll continue. See y'all. Yeah, let's get some thumbs up in the chat, everybody. And if you like what you saw, we'll definitely keep doing more.
Hey, on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening and giving Cortex and myself the opportunity to nerd out, to hypothesize, to theorize, and to delve into the unknown, the possible, the impossible, and the improbable all together.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, when you lay your head down to finally get some rest, which we all have to do because we're all only human, just remember that when you do close your eyes, the space behind your eyelids isn't entirely your own.
Man.
Cheers.
Thanks, Byron. Have a good one, man. All right, everybody. That was Byron. Much love to that guy. Definitely a good dude. Love to hear what he's got to say on things like this. Definitely interesting, everybody. Yeah, we're on the Backrooms informational video. We were halfway through it, and that's where we will return. Other than that, guys, Byron, Cortex, you're both amazing. Absolutely, you too, Jamie. Everybody in here is amazing. But we wouldn't be here without you guys. And like I said, if you guys like what you saw, let us know, and we'll keep continuing. Appreciate the thumbs up there, Snowplow. My dreams are stumped by weed. Everyone have a great day. Much love to you all. Please show some love and support by hitting that like button and subscribe. Appreciate the love there, Jasmine. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. It's going on 1:45 p.m. So with that being said, everybody, I wish y'all a good day and much love to everybody. I'm out. Much love, guys. Take it easy.